It's unsettling how, in the span of just a few late-night social media posts, everything we thought we knew about certain rap icons can flip on its head. Whispers of betrayal, monstrous record deals, and lingering feuds swirl around the industry, quietly shaping who rises to the top and who falls hard. Today, we're cutting through rumors and half-truths to reveal what's really going on behind those headlines. From 50 Cent's relentless feuds to Biggie's surprising catalog sale, and from Wack 100's eerie predictions to the tragic downfall of once-celebrated alliances, the story may be deeper than any of us realized. But that's just the beginning. Stick around and prepare yourself for the unexpected. The rap world is full of hidden backstories, life-altering deals, and shocking twists. You're about to hear it all. The day Big Meech walked out of prison, fans expected a changed, perhaps more reflective figure. After all, he'd become a nearly mythical presence behind bars, inspiring everything from rap lyrics to film treatments. Some hoped he would use his voice to uplift communities or redirect young people away from perilous lifestyles. Instead, the headlines speak of petty showdowns and high-profile drama. It all started when Big Meech was spotted wearing an iconic Kanye West graduation jacket. On the surface, a famous figure choosing a recognizable piece of hip-hop fashion might be harmless. But the internet loves speculation, and soon rumors surfaced that Big Meech sported the gear just to jab 50 Cent, someone he'd once held in seemingly high regard. The idea was that Meech was giving his stamp of approval to the other side, symbolically siding with Kanye, and by extension, shading 50. True or not, 50 Cent didn't appreciate it one bit. He clapped back online, sniping that Big Meech's entire post-prison lifestyle depended on handouts, that wearing Kanye's jacket wasn't some grand statement, but merely free merch from a brand. Whether or not that's accurate, it stoked a conversation. Has Meech squandered the goodwill he once had? Did the former kingpin come home only to stir up drama among former allies? Many fans feel let down, lamenting that the man who once commanded so much influence now appears aimless, taunting his own supporters. The deeper question remains: why is Big Meech, who had a genuine chance at redemption, content to chase headlines? Some argue he's itching for any quick money-making angle, while others say this feud with 50 is personal, going far back into unspoken disagreements and potential deal betrayals. Whatever the reality, it's clear that a storm is brewing, and it might be far from over. In a moment that rocked the hip-hop world, news broke that the notorious B.I.G.'s estate secured a massive deal involving his publishing, recordings, and certain rights to his name and image. The figure allegedly soared into the hundreds of millions, leaving fans curious about the details, and especially about who would reap the benefits. It's no small matter when a legendary artist's entire musical legacy changes hands. To many, the timing was eerie because Biggie's mother, Voletta Wallace, passed away not too long afterward. Rumors sprang up overnight, questioning whether she had truly authorized the deal or if, by some twist, it happened without her input. As more facts emerged, it became clear she had indeed orchestrated the transaction before her health took a serious turn. This way, she ensured that Biggie's children and the rest of his estate would continue to receive steady revenue from his timeless hits. Then there's the Diddy angle. Did he claim a slice of that pie? When Biggie was signed to Bad Boy Records, certain portions of his masters and publishing naturally linked to Diddy. Sources say a chunk of the newly finalized deal may still funnel through Combs' empire, which has always kept a close eye on the label's greatest hits. For some fans, the sale feels bittersweet. Sure, Biggie's music lives on, but it's also being licensed to new streaming avenues and brand initiatives. The question is whether these deals will honor the culture Biggie built or turn his name into a corporate commodity. So far, it seems the estate remains closely involved, and that's a small comfort to those worried about Biggie's legacy morphing into mere background music for commercials. Meanwhile, the newly injected funds could carve pathways for future projects, documentaries, and philanthropic efforts. In other words, the story behind Biggie's empire is still unfolding, and it may hold surprises for all of us. Hip-hop has never been short on characters, but Wack 100 stands apart, at least when it comes to stirring the pot. he's developed a reputation for taking to social platforms, proclaiming that so-and-so is about to face an indictment, or that certain artists are seconds away from legal meltdown. Until recently, many brushed off his words as mere gossip. Oddly enough, though, some of his predictions do materialize. He pointed fingers at Big U, stoking drama about certain alleged shady practices. Then, 2 years later, swirling rumors turned into actual legal tangles. Coincidence or not, people wondered whether Wack 100 had insider info, or if he was simply connecting the dots from public disputes. Next, he shifted his gaze toward Yo Gotti, warning that the entire CMG camp was on the verge of collapse under federal scrutiny. Some fans labeled him a troublemaker trying to conjure controversies. Others suspect there might be some grain of truth, especially given how many of these exposés eventually surface in official court documents. The pattern is unnerving. Wack 100 fans say he's a truth-teller who wants to keep the rap community honest. His critics call him an instigator, pointing to his frequent clubhouse rants that seem crafted to generate viral sound bites. Regardless of motivation, he's undeniably stirring up energy around certain artists, and it's fueling a wave of anticipation about who might be taken down next. This phenomenon leads to one unavoidable question. If these artists really are entangled in wrongdoing, or if there's even a sliver of legitimate evidence, is Wack 100 performing a public service by blowing the whistle? Or is he simply fanning the flames for social media clout? For now, the jury's still out, but the controversies he highlights often turn real, and that's why so many pay attention. No conversation about rap feuds would be complete without addressing the complicated and tragic story of Yo Gotti and Young Dolph. Once upon a time, people in Memphis took pride in how both men rose to stardom from the same city. Then everything unraveled in a storm of accusations, cryptic tweets, and eventually real-life violence that cut Dolph's life short. Several individuals tied to Dolph's downfall had connections, some direct, some rumored, to CMG, Yo Gotti's record label. As the feds began making arrests, fans started assembling the puzzle pieces. The tension had been simmering for years, marked by heated words in interviews and alleged confrontations behind closed doors. Before long, the tragic event forced the hip-hop world to confront an uncomfortable truth. Rap feuds can spiral out of control when egos and street connections collide. Still, no official legal blow has landed on Yo Gotti himself. Not yet anyway. But Wack 100's ominous pronouncements about potential federal investigations have cast a shadow. Is it possible the authorities have built a quiet case, just waiting for the right moment? Or are people overhyping rumors without the slightest proof? Until any actual paperwork surfaces, Gotti remains free to sign new artists and promote his brand. But the tension in Memphis is palpable, and fans continue to debate who bears ultimate responsibility. It's also a chilling reminder that success doesn't exempt anyone from the darkest possibilities. Massive record contracts and luxury living do not insulate artists from the consequences of old rivalries, especially when those rivalries still burn hot in neighborhoods that remember every slight. Whether or not Gotti faces legal trouble, the tragedy of Dolph's loss looms over Memphis and the entire industry as a cautionary tale. Switching gears to the female rap scene, the city girls once blazed trails, representing a bold new energy from Miami. At the core were two personalities: Young Miami, known for her catchy hooks and unapologetic attitude, and JT, heralded for a sharper lyrical skill set. But as the group soared in popularity, watchers kept noticing how each member was charting a different path in terms of brand power and music quality. It turns out that behind the scenes, not everything was picture perfect. Young Miami just dropped the bombshell that she's no longer affiliated with Quality Control, the label that signed the duo. Immediately, gossip chains lit up, claiming her departure was due to lackluster solo projects and the notion that she'd become more of a social media influencer than a committed artist. Meanwhile, JT has maintained her focus on music and still has ties with QC, indicating the label sees her as the real talent. For fans, this begs the question: can the City Girls remain relevant if Young Miami's brand stands on social presence rather than consistent rap output? Will the group continue under QC, or will they fully split into solo acts? The rap industry loves a good comeback story, but it also loves a quick downfall. Young Miami's detractors argue she can't carry a full track by herself, while her supporters insist her star power transcends music, pointing to endorsements and talk show cameos. In the competitive field of women's rap, every misstep is magnified. Whether Young Miami's decision to leave QC signals a strategic career pivot or a downward spiral remains to be seen. One thing is certain, the next move she makes could define whether her star keeps rising or dwindles into tabloid chatter. In Memphis, rap dreams often intersect with harsh realities, as seen in the tragic story involving Sauce Walka's associate, Sayo P. Local sources say Sayo P lost his life in an unexpected street confrontation, and it didn't end there. Sauce Walka reportedly took a bullet as well. The rumor mill speculates that the altercation was tied to old neighborhood conflicts or possibly a robbery attempt. Whatever the truth, it highlights a grim pattern. Artists seeking authenticity by filming music videos in hotspots can find themselves in harm's way. Sauce Walka, known for his flamboyant style and dedication to representing the streets, is no stranger to controversies. But even for him, these events appear to have been a sobering wake-up call. Security firms apparently distanced themselves from the fiasco, issuing public statements clarifying they weren't responsible for the breach that occurred. It's a stark reminder that no artist, no matter how respected they are, is truly untouchable. Many up-and-coming rappers believe they need gritty visuals shot in the rawest neighborhoods to prove authenticity. But is the cost too high? Time and again, stories emerge of camera crews and artists getting caught in the crossfire of local turf wars. For every success story, there's a new tragedy. The Sayo P incident underscores this risk, raising urgent questions about whether the quest for street cred is worth the real potential for violence. As for Sauce Walka, only time will tell how he recovers from this. Mentally and physically, it's a mountain to climb. Yet, in the rap community, these occurrences aren't shocking anymore. They're painfully common. The tragedy might lead some to reevaluate their approach. But for others, the lure of raw authenticity continues to overshadow safety concerns. In an industry famous for high-profile breakups, divorces, and endless scandal, Alicia Keys and Swizz Beatz have long been perceived as the anomaly. According to Swizz, they've never argued in their entire 15-year relationship, a statement that left fans and skeptics alike raising eyebrows. Social media lit up with theories from "they're an example of true love" to "that's just suspicious, nobody is that perfect." Alicia Keys has always radiated a calm energy, from her earliest piano-driven tracks to her philanthropic endeavors. Swizz, on the other hand, earned fame for bold production styles and a flair for the dramatic, especially in earlier phases of his career. The idea that these two hyper-talented, perhaps fiery personalities never clash at home is almost unbelievable. Yet, they present themselves as an impenetrably blissful unit, co-parenting children and occasionally collaborating on music. So what's the secret? Some fans say it's not that they never have disagreements, it's that they keep them private and handle conflict in a uniquely peaceful way. Others see their dynamic as almost too glossy, fueling rumors about hidden tension. While there's no direct evidence of trouble, the couple's unwavering positivity stands out in a culture that thrives on celebrity drama. For now, Alicia and Swizz offer a refreshing contrast, a glimpse of possibility that love, or at least an amicable partnership, can exist without public theatrics. Whether you see it as genuine or somewhat uncanny, they've crafted a lasting relationship in a business that rarely sees happily ever after. From Big Meech's bizarre post-prison moves to the unstoppable swirl of rumor around Yo Gotti, and from the notorious B.I.G.'s monumental catalog sale to the heartbreak of lost friends and associates, there's no denying that hip-hop is as layered as ever. Rivalries bubble under the surface of million-dollar deals. Indictments lurk in the shadows of chart-topping fame. And behind every social media post lies a world of unsaid truths. Maybe that's what keeps the genre so compelling. It's not just music. It's a real-life drama that millions of fans follow like an ongoing series. Every twist, every shocking reveal fuels countless debates in barbershops, online chat rooms, and late-night phone calls among friends.